Sorry, I had to.
Jeez, man.
I know.
You're so fired.
I know.
It's fine.
I know.
Um,
Listen, if I have one, like, beer or soft alcoholic beverage of any kind, I will immediately need to pee within 5 minutes of finishing it.
You're right.
Yeah, if there's one thing
It
about me,
happens.
it's that,
You pee.
yeah,
You're a pisser.
I do be pissing.
You be pissing.
Yeah.
It's all right. You look like you be pissing sometimes.
You know who else be pissing? Alex Turner.
Alex Turner be pissing.
You do.
Especially he be taking a fucking piss.
Are you taking a fucking
You
piss,
taking a fucking
mate?
piss, mate. On AM. Beautiful album. Very commercial success. What haven't we talked about this album? Number one party anthem. Mad Sounds, Arabella.
Fireside.
Fireside.
Shoe up, shoe up.
Yeah, shoe up,
Classic.
shoe up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leather jacket era. Great stuff.
Yeah.
This is also like when I started meeting. Tell me if this is sexist.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear.
It's the same type of girl who got into 21 Pilots.
Oh, you mean me?
Right, right. Yeah. I don't
yeah.
know what the type is, but it's a type.
It is. I don't think that that's sexist at all.
Okay.
I think that there was like the pocket of kids in high school, which I definitely was a part of, who were like Arctic Monkeys, the 1975,
Right.
21 Pilots, Lana Del Rey,
True.
Mac DeMarco.
Mac DeMarco.
Like we're basically just talking about the alt kids.
Yeah.
Like the alt high
This
schoolers
is a good era.
of 2013
Yeah.
to 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So
an amazing era.
I know.
To be alive.
Yeah, I truly feel lucky that was my high school era.
Right.
It was a really fun time.
We got a lot.
Yeah, we had a lot going for us. But you met some 21 Pilots girlies in that time?
Yeah, it was the same type that showed me like the number one. I don't know if there was a 21 Pilots song on the mixtape with number one party anthem, but definitely around, involved in the same type of thing.
Yeah.
Came on a lot, for sure. I didn't really get into them that much, but I like this album a lot. It's a certain type of alt kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We fantasized about smoking cigarettes, but we didn't actually smoke cigarettes, you know what I mean?
No, and we watched American Horror Story
True.
for the aesthetics, but it definitely freaked us out. But tried to make it look like it didn't freak us out.
Right.
Yeah, that was that pocket.
Right.
It was weird because that era of my life of like kind of getting into more alternative music also heavily overlapped with my peak One Direction era. Yeah.
No, that is interesting. I think One Direction was big enough to where they could be liked by most people.
Yeah.
And if you were open-minded enough as an alt kid and you weren't one of the alt kids where you're like, fuck everything else, you get into One Direction. But it doesn't fit the type, though.
Yeah, it was a very weird overlap that I had.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. We don't have to talk about the One Direction. This isn't the One Direction podcast.
No. I mean, if we started talking about One Direction too much, I would be here for like 4 hours. I have a lot to say about One Direction.
Isn't the podcast that you have called No Direction?
No Directions. Well, it's it could be tied to One Direction, but it's because the group on Glee is called the New Directions.
Oh.
That's for the No Directions.
Okay, that's fun. That's a good time. AM, classic album.
AM classic, huge classic.
Biggest break in probably the U.S. for them.
Yeah.
I think it really made them go more mainstream. And it's the album that everybody longs for again. You know, this was the change. This is where they played into this aesthetic fully. They did it. They did the damn thing.
The wearing all black, the winged eyeliner era of life.
2013.
God, 2013.
And then Alex Turner goes off. They take an extended hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
He does an album with The Last Shadow Puppets again. Everything You've Come to Expect. I love that album.
Yeah,
I
is
really
that
like
the one with the orange background and like the shadow of the lady? Yes.
Goes into the aesthetic again too, I think.
It does, for
Like,
sure.
Yeah,
Indeed.
definitely. And this is when he started just doing like the long hair and just like classy look, you know what I mean? Yeah, I really like that era. And like, the single Everything You've Come to Expect is like him and Miles Kane. I think it's both of them. They're just like, it's just their heads in the sand. And then like the tide is coming in as they're singing. So good. God. Yeah.
Alex Turner, throughout like 3 Arctic Monkeys albums, he was dating one woman, but I forgot her name.
Yeah.
What is her name?
I have no idea. I don't pay attention to celebrity gossip.
Is it like, I feel like it starts with an A, like Alexa or Alexis.
Maybe. He also did work on an album with somebody around that time, another girl, and it might have been her. But that's the only other album he really has writing credits for, which is pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Sounds very similar. Like he could have sung the songs. It's too late.
But
It's
I know
gone.
that there's a through line in like all the more romantic Arctic Monkeys songs where like it's all about her.
Oh, really?
Which like,
Yeah.
can you imagine?
So that's where I feel like what we were saying before with like AM, where he's just like, I fucking love you. You know what I mean? It's like the other one's like, I love this life. And then
Yeah.
this one, he's like, I love you.
Yeah.
Fireside, dude. Come on.
Oh,
That's cool.
well, Arabella is about fuck. I mean, damn it. What I'm thinking of someone. She was like famous on she is independently famous. And then she and Alex Turner were dating, and I'm really drawing a blank, but like Arabella is super specifically about her because her name kind of sounds like Arabella, and I can't think of it.
Cerebellum.
Yeah, the cortex of the brain. The cerebellum.
Yeah.
Ariel
Ariel
Vandenberg.
Vandenberg. She's famous on her own.
Yeah, I think she's an actress. She's either an actress or a model.
Interesting.
Or both.
And so a lot of these albums are about her.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's cool that love is like something that inspires really good art sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But also love sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrendous.
It's the worst.
It's like the pinnacle of human ecstasy and the pinnacle of human suffering.
Damn. That's a good quote. Did you read that somewhere? Or did
No, I
Wow, the
came
old
up with that
noggin.
off the dome.
Are you sure you want to be a stand-up comic? You should be a poet.
Should be a philosopher.
A philosopher. No, for real, though.
I think I'm too cynical to be a poet.
You think?
Yeah.
Aren't poets cynical? Isn't that part of the whole thing?
I mean, I guess so. I just
Are you going Poe for sure?
oh, I mean that's true. Maybe
Yep.
not too cynical. I'm just I was never good at writing poetry. I always found writing poetry to be one of my worst areas of writing the English word.
True. Fair.
So I feel like I can't dive in.
Okay. Well, don't be a poet then. But love, right?
Yeah,
Love is terrible.
horrendous.
Which is why I feel like they probably broke up after that then, right?
Yeah.
Because that's when he started going insane. Not really, but there's some crazy videos of him around this era. The Everything You've Come to Expect era. He's just a wild cat. And so then that's when they started also doing, so 2018, after the hiatus, after Everything You've Come to Expect. Because we didn't expect it.
No.
Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino,
Oh.
baby.
Oh
I
God.
fucking love TB.
Yeah, I am a big.
HC.
I'm also a tranquility defender, along with a
Really?
humbug
Yeah,
defender.
me too. Well,
for sure.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. It's great. I love the Tranquility Base. When I first heard it, there was this little clip that they did of a preview, and it was literally just the guitar licks from 4 stars out of 5. It was, and it had like the model of the hotel.
Yeah.
It was dun, 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 dun,
Yep.
dun, and then they just played it on a loop. And I was like, this is going to be the best fucking album you've ever heard in your goddamn life. There was like a 3-hour video of just that loop
Yep.
that I would just throw on. I'm like, yes, give
yeah.
me more.
It looks cool as fuck.
It looked really
The
cool.
aesthetics of that album are really fun.
Right. Very,
Uh,
very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the album is like a concept album about a hotel on the moon. Yeah.
Yeah. Space Hotel.
Space hotel.
Yeah.
Very, almost a political commentary in a way.
Yeah, and it's very it's so unbelievably different from everything they've done.
Right.
Like it's almost not soft jazz, but like the
Yeah.
closest that the Arctic Monkeys could get to kind of a weird soft jazz
Yeah.
place almost.
Yeah, jazz loungy
It's really
type of vibe.
what a way to come back though.
Seriously. They're like, oh, you guys wanted more AM. How about
yeah.
the exact opposite of that?
They were like, "Oh, you missed us? You missed the good old Arctic Monkeys, a rock band?
Yeah.
What if we put out an album that's arguably almost not rock?"
Yeah. It makes you think that I am a terrible singer. Yeah. When I first heard the first single, it was either 4 out of 5 or Tranquility Base, the song. And like, I was like, he sucks at singing. What happened? And I was like, he probably got really hard in the rock songs and just lost his voice.
Yeah.
But
Blew it out?
blew it out.
For sure.
But it's just a different style, you know? After like kind of getting used to it a little bit, you're like, there's still like falsetto. He's a falsetto king, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like at the end of Star Treatment. Star Treatment is one of my favorite songs, period.
Really?
Not even just Arctic Monkeys songs.
True.
I love that song.
It's a great song.
I listen to that song.
That's the opening one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how to open an album, too.
Oh, yeah. They just know how to put together
An album.
a cohesive album. But I listen to that song. I listen to Star Treatment so often when I am super, super drunk. Like if I'm in an Uber on the way home and I have one earbud in, I'm listening to Star Treatment. Or if I'm like at someone's house near my house and I can walk home, I'm listening to Star Treatment on my walk. That's one of the go-to feeling whimsical while on substances songs.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. It's definitely and that's another like adjective to describe this album, just whimsical.
Whimsical,
like the lyrics on this album are just so beautiful and you know, talk about poetry and poetic, like oh my god, like the action ratio, even the information action ratio, that's literally from a book called something where they talk about god damn, my brain is not working tonight, but it's just like a book that came out in 1985 or around 1985 about like the information action ratio and how basically we are getting flooded with information in this new era, and literally the amount of information that we're consuming has no there's no action that comes from it anymore.
No.
So it's like before, if you heard the news, like back in the day, you would go see the Gettysburg Address, then you'd be like, oh, I'm definitely voting for this person. Like, I got to do this. I got to live this way. And that was the information action ratio. Now it's like, oh, I just learned 30 new things today. I'm not going to do anything besides watch more TV.
Dude,
And forget about it.
I mean, in a similar vein, it's crazy that during their hiatus, so much changed.
True.
Like, the AM came out in 2013, and then Tranquility Base came out in, 2018. That's batshit bananas. Like, the amount of things that happened over social media and politically.
That was the riff.
Like...
2016 was when it all went to shit.
Yeah.
Trump.
It all just, like, there was...
School shootings.
Yeah, and...
Political divisiveness. All that shit started happening real bad. I went to juvie.
You went what? You went to juvie during that era?
Yeah, you know, I went to juvie. That was 2016-ish, 17-ish.
Can I ask why?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you about it later. I've talked about it so much on this podcast.
Okay, well tell me about it later.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, no, it's just like a completely different era. Things started changing for the worse, it seemed, in that time, and just a lot of heat and craziness.
Yeah.
And so when we needed Alex Turner most,
I know. Like he
came out
when we needed him the most.
When we needed him the most, he came back. And
also, like the people who were listening to Arctic Monkeys throughout the entire like duration of their careers, a lot happened to me between 2013 and 18.
True.
So when they came back, I was just kind of like, wow, I am completely different from when I last listened to new music from you. Yeah. Which is insane.
I'm not the cute little boy with crushes on little girls in the global media anymore or whatever, you know?
I don't have crushes on 21 Pilots girls anymore.
Yeah, seriously. Started hating those girls.
Yeah, God. Some people
I hate women. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, this is the anti-lady podcast.
This is the anti-lady podcast. This is the anti-lady album. This is because, again, he was going through the breakup, right? So he's just like, you know what? How about we make an album about not that, you know?
Let's make something about space hotels.
Space hotels and science fiction. And so
Great
my
song.
friend, great song.
Great song.
But my friend, his favorite one is 1 Point Perspective on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just wanted to be one of the Strokes.
Yeah.
Now look at the mess you made me make. And this is the mess, you know what I mean? Where he's just like, this is where we are now. And I think that's part of the whole concept is like he did like the albums before this were like this legendary Strokes, like iconic type of big like Arctic Monkeys back catalog up to this album. And then he's like, yeah, but now what? Like, look at this mess that I'm making here. But it's beautiful. But it's beautiful. You know?
Yeah.
I was recently talking about it too, where it's like, how do you show somebody the song Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino and expect them to like get into the album? You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna work.
Well, because that song especially, that song doesn't really have like a progression that makes sense with music.
Right.
Like it just kind of goes wherever it wants. It's not your classic, verse, chorus, bridge situation. It just goes. They just run wild
You're just
with it.
along for the ride at
Yeah.
that point.
They go from like their songs used to be so like tight. Like they were a really tight band.
Very tight.
And then they just go to this kind of loosey-goosey place.
And again, it's same with his voice. It used to be very tight and like, this is the song.
Yeah.
And this one he's like, how about I sing down here and then go up here?
And the band itself is like, there's so much more quietness.
Right.
Because like
a lot
there's
of space.
Yeah, lots of space.
Dumb. Anyways.
Lots of space.
Lots of space, though. No, seriously, the band. And that's where it was like a lot of people were mad. They were like, why didn't you just do this on your own, Alex Turner? Why'd you make the Arctic Monkeys this? But I, as a TB+HC defender, he wanted to do it on his own. And then he brought it to, I think it was Matt or maybe Jamie, but was like, this is what I'm working on. It's fine. This is what I'm working on. And it's like, what do you think about it? Basically, it was just like, what do you think? And he kind of got interested in it. And then they brought the whole band along. They all had more ideas and wanted to build off of it. And it became what it is today. And that another part of that one is, 1984, 2019. It came out in 2018, but he knew it would start hitting until 2019.
Yeah, because, most people who I talked to about this album, they're like, yeah, I didn't really like it at first, but then after the second or third listen, I think it's genius. And I'm like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you really have to be in a certain headspace to listen to it, for sure, and understand it.
I love it when bands do something completely different from what they've done before.
Yeah.
Because, they have the freedom to do it, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because, it's cool that they have a different lane that they want to be in, and they're not just, a one-note type of band or artist, which is cool.
Yeah.
And also, B, they kind of weed people out. It's like,
don't think we don't
know how to weed them out.
But it does. It weeds out when that album came out, it was the same time that Endgame came out, and there was this meme on the subreddit, and it was like, remember when the meme of people disappearing into dust happened, and it was AM fans after Tranquility Base comes out, and it was like them, disappearing. But seriously, it's like you're not a fan of you liked the era, you liked the vibe of the first songs, and that's okay. And I'm not gonna shit talk that. I get it, but you weren't a fan of Alex Turner, maybe. I don't know. What would you think? What are we weeding out? The question.
I guess we're just weeding out. Like you were just saying, the folks who are very attached to it for nostalgic, nostalgic reasons, and they wanted it to stay that way.
True.
And there are some people who were upset that it didn't exactly mimic what they had when it came out in high school.
Yeah.
And I think people, the same thing happened with the 1975.
Yeah.
The 1975, they didn't change their style as dramatically as the Arctic Monkeys, but they changed.
Yeah.
And a lot of people got upset that they changed.
Right.
Because they're like, I want you to be exactly as you were when I was in 8th grade. And if you're not that way, then I'm going to be kind of pissed.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot attached to
which means they want to be the same way that they were in 8th grade.
Oh.
And they didn't like the way that they turned out.
Yeah. I mean, if we're getting into the psychoanalytical states of music, some people peaked when AM came out and they wanted to get back to it.
Very true. Well, and think about it again, is like that was when Tranquility Base came out. I was like in a sad state in college where I wasn't like vibing with the college thing, or like some weird happened.
Yeah.
And it was like the opposite of where I was when AM came out. You're right. This is exactly that.
Yeah, we're the same age. I'm 23.
Yeah, 24. Just
Okay.
24.
But
Yeah.
the
Same thing.
yeah, I was when I was on my way over here, I was like, Steve and I are the same age. Yeah, and it makes sense that we are, because like we have the same progression of
Right.
like when these albums came out. Because I was going like when Tranquility came out, I was also in a weird space where I was just like, I don't know if I like what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing. I don't know
Yeah.
if I want to keep doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Maybe I should change things up.
Yeah.
And then like
Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. It's like perfect for that, and it gives
Yeah,
you a
and I
lot of
was like,
space to
oh,
like think.
they changed a lot of things up.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, true. But it's still like, but then at that point you're left like questioning. You know what I mean? It's just like you don't get to find a direction immediately. You know what I
No.
mean? And I think that's why it was also good for like up until the newer album came out, because it like left so much for re-listens where you're like, I still don't know what I want to do, and I still don't really know what this album's about, but I know that I'm glad that it changed directions. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it was really good to you know, even through COVID and everything. As of March, it all went online. That's like a lyric from this album. He knew, and it happened in March. It's all went online. It's crazy. Bat Phone, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That was my favorite song off the whole album. Into the Ultra Cheese. The Ultra
Dude,
Cheese.
the Ultra Cheese is so. First of all, title is hysterical.
Right.
I
Right. The lyricism on this, we talked about it already,
Yeah.
but like just he put all of his insanity and genius into like just a mesh of the Ultra Cheese. Like,
yeah.
it's funny, but it's the Ultra Cheese. You know what I mean?
It's the pinnacle of cheese.
Yeah.
What? Okay. What year did there was a? I think it was for AM, but there was a year when the Arctic Monkeys won an award for something. It might have been an MTV Music Video Award, because there's a video of Alex Turner on stage, and he's holding the award, and he leans over and he's like, "Rock and roll never dies. Rock and roll never dies." And I just thought of that, and I like love that video so much.
That was probably back when they were still in the crazy drinking era.
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
he had his hair very slicked back, so I think it was
maybe
AM.
AM phase.
Yeah, it was AM.
Yeah, I saw this video one time, and it was like the progression of the live, them playing I Think You Look Good on the Dance Floor live over the airs, and how much it's like slowed down as they play it.
Yep.
Now it's like sounds so much different when they first played it. It's crazy.
Even just like looking at their hairstyles.
Yeah, their
'Cause
whole
they-
styles. Well, what's cool about them too is that they say that each album is what they got from the last album, and they turn it into what the new one is about, basically. So they say that each new album is influenced a lot by the previous album.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. But yeah, they won awards for like every album, so that literally could have been any era.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to think of what era it was, because I don't think they've ever. I think that they've put out albums that were received by fans differently, but I don't think they've ever put out an album that was a true flop.
True. No, yeah, all of them. Like I said, all of them were number ones in the UK when they came out. Even Tranquility Base was a number one, just because everybody was interested in listening to it and giving it a chance, which is cool. I think this one actually, the car, 2022, baby. So Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, 2018, very left turn for Arctic Monkeys. COVID happens.
Yep.
They were supposed to come out with this one a little bit earlier because for whatever reason, but they come out with the car 2022 October, and what was I just about to say? This is the only one that this one was beat by Taylor Swift's album.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pissed.
October 2022,
Yeah,
huge. Like
true.
the 1975 album also came out.
Yeah,
The Carly Rae Jepsen album also
True.
came out.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift album came out. Like
Yeah.
this month has been a big month.
Did Joe's album come out this year? There's a new DJO album. I don't know if you know that or not, but that's a good album too.
Oh, yeah, Joe
Keery.
Keery, yeah.
Yeah, I love that guy.
And also like there's like the new Blink single came out.
Oh, the new Blink single, true.
Yeah, so this has been a big month.
It's a big month. I think there's going to be we're already in it. I don't even think, it's not even a matter of question at this point. We're in like an artistic renaissance after COVID.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Oh, okay, so I think that like the best era for music and also movies was 2013 to like 2015.
Yeah.
That was a great era.
True,
And I
2016.
think that we're getting back into that era.
Damn. We're getting back into it.
Yeah, I think we're getting into another
I hope so.
cycle of renaissance.
Shit.
Yeah.
That was like the Whiplash era of movies.
Yes,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
the Whiplash era. That was
Birdman.
yeah, that was like that year. Okay, there was
That year, Whiplash year,
the-
had so many good movies.
Yeah, the 20 because there was also like Birdman
Right, Birdman.
and
There's a bunch of other ones that I don't remember. Moonlight,
Yeah.
maybe? Moonlight.
Moonlight was the same year as La La Land, which I think
Okay.
was
Again, still- yeah.
bangers.
Right.
But like the 2014 Grammys and the 2014
Mhm.
Oscars
Yep.
was crazy.
Insane.
But I think that we're getting into that cycle again.
coming
of
back.
Shit just
Banging.
coming out one
seasons-
after another.
2 seasons of Atlanta in a year?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And we're going to get a new season of Succession again soon.
Oh, yeah. I'm pumped. But music-wise, too. Again, Blink's coming back. DJO, banger album. Weezer, kind of coming out with good music again. It's fine.
Yeah, it's happening.
They're coming out with music no matter
Also,
what.
so many bands are going on reunion tours and
Reunion
anniversary tours.
True.
So
Yeah, Blink came back with Tom DeLonge. Are you shitting me?
yeah, it's there's something in the air.
Something in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Scared, but excited. You know? Anxiety and excitement go hand in hand. So
Yeah.
it's fine. I like we were talking about stand-up, you know? Yeah. But the car.
The car. Oh.
So you want to walk me to the car?
Dude,
You like it?
I do.
You like it?
I like it because of mainly the orchestra.
Right.
I love that there's
Right.
an orchestra on every song, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think it's really pretty.
Really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Very
I like
lofty.
that from them. Yeah.
Yeah. So this album sonically definitely a lot more. They kind of just rolled with the change. You know, Tranquility Base, it felt like they were still kind of like accepting the fact that they were different. And now they're like, yeah, we're fucking different. And Alex Turner works with an orchestra, like with the Last Shadow puppets, and they're like, yeah, bring that shit.
Yep. Bring it back.
Let's do it. And so they're just like fully committing to the bit, and I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
There better be a mirror ball as a single.
That is such.
When that
a
single came
beautiful
out,
song.
there was like there's like a trend on subreddits where they're talking about like what's the best set list for any band or whatever.
Mhm.
So and then everybody votes on like, all right, what's set list song number 1, song number 2, song. And I sent it to my friend and I was like, this, but it was like the Arctic Monkeys one that they had created. But I'm like this, but it's just all there better be a mirror ball. Yeah, because it was so good.
Yeah.
I love that song so much.
Another specific memory is that I listened to it while I was walking to work, and I listened to it like 3 times after my first listen because I was like, "What?
Right.
Hell?" It's
Lofty, silent,
yeah.
loud at the same time though at the end. It just like builds.
Yeah.
The beginning starts as just like instrumental and it's like it like kind of like hits you and then he just like rolls into it. Yeah.
It reminds me of the opening of a musical.
Yeah.
Cause like you know,
Very
like,
cinematograph, like a very cinematic album.
yes, very cinematic, and the just the instrumental beginning reminds me of like the overture
Right.
in a musical,
Yeah.
and it's cool that it kind of starts out with no lyrics because you're just it makes you anticipate when he starts to sing, and then when he does, it's
Beautiful.
he sounds great.
He sounds a
He
lot
sounds
better.
really great
A
on this
lot
album.
better.
Yeah.
So somebody actually compared like Tranquility Base like era vocals to Elton John, And I'm like, actually, kind of makes sense. This one though, he sounds really, really like he kind of figured out before it was just out of control with like going falsetto and doing like weird shit, which was, again, like I love that album. Don't get me wrong, but it definitely is like it can throw you off, you know.
But yeah,
this one I think is more
controlled,
and he's learning how to. Like I said, it's like they were a little tentative with like the change in direction and kind of just figuring out what it was. And this one is like, oh, we're in it now. This is it, you know. And there better be a mirror ball. Like, what is that? The title, and like the lyrics still crazy and poetic, but not as much as the last one.
One distinct thing about this album, just like generally compared to the other Arctic Monkeys album, was that like the other Arctic Monkeys albums, to me, they talk about like being sad, but it's kind of a immature, more like teenage feeling sadness.
Right.
This album,
so mature.
This album is melancholic. Which is like
I fucking
a complete different level of like, because to me, melancholy is a completely different wave of sadness than just being a weepy, sad boy, you know?
Yeah. It's not just like, like poor man.
No, it's like introspective sadness.
Right. And that's what it's like in Mirrorball. He's like, that's annoying. But, he's like, the like somehow giving it he's like, this I promise this is what I wouldn't do, somehow giving it the old romantic view or whatever, something like that. And it's gonna piss me off.
Have you seen that?
It's gone.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, have you seen that?
Is somebody actually just beeping their horn?
That is insane.
Yeah.
Have you seen that TikTok where someone's making a TikTok and then they hear like a beep beep and then they go, honk honk, but where are you going?
I have not, but that's funny.
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah. Can we just wait for like another minute?
Yeah, vibe it out.
I'm fucking murder this person.
Yeah.
What is never in? All right. I feel so much better.
Okay, great. If I mean, it came back last time, so I paused for a second. But I think we're fine. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. But melancholic. So there's this lyric, right, where he's like somehow giving it the old romantic view, and that's what to me is that sad boy type of thing. Because in a sense, it's like you with emotion, you used to, at least in my perspective, you used to just give in and just be sad, and now it's almost like. Because, like, you had that old romantic view is, like, something that, like, you recognize what that is from a hindsight perspective.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I don't want to do it. But in this song, he's like, but it somehow seems to fit the mood a little bit better, you know? So beautiful.
It's, I mean, like, I feel like giving something a romantic view used to be an impulse thing that would just happen unconsciously without you planning on doing it, but now it happens and then you recognize it and you're like, oh, I'm having feelings for something,
right?
And I don't know if I want to do that again after what's happened.
Yeah.
When it used to just be like, yes,
I'm
feeling romantic.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
Right.
And now it's just like, oh, well, it's the difference between being excited about feeling romantic and feeling romantic and being like, fuck, not again.
Yeah.
Fuck. Are you kidding?
Exactly. What we were talking about with love before.
Yeah.
It's just like fucking.
Just being like, really? This again?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, haven't we gotten over this?
It's old. I don't want any more. I don't want to talk to women ever. I hate women. No. It's gonna be
Welcome to the incel cast.
The incel cast. No, seriously though, it is very, very mature. Very mature. And that's why it was really cool to see the progression. That's what I love about the Arctic Monkeys is the progression from the start of it and the height of it with the loud, you know, in your face, like, I want to fuck you, like, I want to drink, I want to get fucked, to like this, like, man, that lifestyle. You know what I mean?
It is interesting,
Very
the like progression, because I feel like they went through more of a normal aging process of like living their early 20s and like being crazy and being wild, and then calming down. And I feel like it's really different for our ages specifically because we listened to them be crazy. But then once we got to our early 20s, we couldn't really act crazy because there was a pandemic.
That happened.
And
True.
we were forced to be introspective during the times we were supposed to be craziest.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if that's, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to think about that quite a bit. But it's true. It's kind of sad, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of
It's
sad.
just the different cycles that we went through besides
Right.
Alex Turner's cycles.
Now it's like, there better be a mirror ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there better be a disco ball.
There better, like, I will take a disc. Like, I don't want to be back in that again, you know?
No, I want to dance.
There better be a
disco
fucking mirror ball.
But what are some of your other faves from this album?
True. Yeah, and then I don't know. I just love that. I think that's probably my favorite. Just well, and also that's the other thing about this album is like I think I need to give it more time with me.
Same.
Because the two singles as of right now are still my favorites.
Body Paint.
Body Paint.
Body Paint rips. Body Paint fucking rips. The lyric from Body Paint that gives me a lot of painful feelings is if I'm thinking about you, you're probably thinking about me.
Right. I think about that all the time.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
But I don't know if it's true. You know, I want it to be true. But I think there's definitely one person that's going to be thinking about the other person a lot more than the other person's thinking about them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that it's usually unbalanced.
Right.
But sometimes, do you ever feel like those moments where you like feel it in your bones that you and another person are thinking about each other at the same time?
Yeah.
Not even romantically.
No.
But like two friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I'll have a moment where I'm thinking about my best friend from like middle to high school.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, I know that we're thinking about each other in
Yeah.
this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And it might just be like something about like the time of year or like something about like whatever. But it's like because I'm thinking of them, they're probably thinking of me too.
Yeah, there's something transmitting.
And also that song just like, did you watch the music video too?
No, I haven't seen the video.
So he actually directed both of the music videos for that one and Mirror Ball, which is like
cool.
I think his first directorial debut maybe, but they're really, really good.
Nice.
But it kind of accentuates the build a little bit more in my opinion, which is why I'm glad that I watched it as well. But like yeah, like Body Paint again, it just kind of at first started as one of those things where it was like, all right, it's another kind of this sound, I'm into it. But then it gets to the middle of the song where he just goes, burn, burn, you know, with the guitar. And it's just like, what is this? And then and there's just like such a, like a, it's almost like a Bowie or like a Beatles or like some sort of like classic thing. Keeping on, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's just like, this is like an instant, like this is gonna go down.
I'm pulling out the track list real quick because
I have it written down.
Because as you said, I've listened to it 3 times at this point. And I mean, I've listened to the whole album 3 times. I've listened to like certain songs more.
Right.
But I am still at a point where I'm like, if I see the name of the song, I'll remember it, but I'm still not.
Sure. No, we can go through it. And so that's the other thing that I wanted to say about this album as a whole, though. Unfortunately, as a whole, I was not super impressed yet. Again, I think I need more time with it. But the rest of it kind of falls into like a suck it and see category, where it's like kind of just like, all right, it's just more of this sound.
Sure.
Which is good. Like, I enjoy it. But there's not as many standouts as I would like there to be.
Yeah.
Especially like the last half of the album.
I disagree.
Really? I was hoping you would because I have so much on the first half and I would like there to be more on the second half.
Well, my favorites, I mean, I love Hello You. I love that song.
Really?
That song is really fun. It has I like the hook on Hello You, and I don't know, it stuck in my head after my first listen the most, which is how I kind of judge an album when I first listen, is like which songs stay in there.
Right.
And Big Ideas was the only song that I listened to where I immediately was like, that's an Arctic Monkeys song.
Really?
Because of the guitar.
Yeah.
The guitar riff I was like, yep,
At the end?
that's them.
Yeah, that was that. That's the only thing I have written down for that one is it has like almost a. I thought it was like a Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino like solo at the end there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and
Yeah.
I do think that this album, I like it. I don't think it's bad. But I always have this moment when I'm judging albums in my head where I'm like, okay, if it was by another artist, what would I think of it?
That's a
Or
great
if
way
this
to do
was
it.
another artist's debut, what would I think?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that this album is not my favorite Arctic Monkeys album, but if it was put out by someone who I didn't have such a huge historical
Right.
context with, I would think it's absolutely pure genius.
Really?
But because I'm comparing it
Oh,
to listening to someone since I was 13,
Yeah.
there's a lot to live up to.
Yeah. Damn. True.
Yeah.
That's a good way to think about it. Just coming at it from like somebody that doesn't know anything about them.
Exactly. Because, like, I mean, whenever an artist or a band puts out something and I've been listening to them for a long time, I have pretty high expectations. But what would I think of this album if I didn't have high expectations? I would think that it's pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
But because I do, it's a different perspective.
No, I feel like they should make a movie based around this as like a soundtrack. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
this-
it's
yeah.
so cinematic.
Well, also that album cover. It looks
The
like
car. Yeah, it looks like it's a.
it looks like it's something out of a movie. It looks like a
Right.
still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. No, I 100% agree, and I'm glad, like I said, that you like that second part because there are like parts that I really like about, especially the song.
Yeah.
Like I'm like this is like the guitar is like Simon and Garfunkel-y, but like it's like you could imagine that being a scene of like that car from the album just like driving down like kind of a road on a they're doing like a countryside drive or something, something crazy like that, and then getting into Hello You, the Leg of Napoleon movie. Mr. Schwartz is my favorite on the second half, I believe.
Yeah.
Because he says this one part where he's like, "Not one goddamn thing you can do," and that lyric will always stick with me.
And Perfect Sense
Very
is like
grandiose.
Perfect
classic.
Sense is I think it's the shortest song on the album.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's less than 3 minutes.
Okay.
And I like it when the last song on an album is the shortest because
Really?
usually it's the opposite.
Right. Usually it's the longest, and it's like a
It's
certain
a
romance.
grand closer, and I
Yeah.
like it when artists are like, "Nope, this is the end," and this is it's the end because we're just saying goodbye.
Wow.
I'm
You
like,
like that?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that I don't like a long closer.
Sure.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
You
that
appreciate this closer.
of course.
Mm.
I just when it comes to album song lengths, I like it when the meat and potatoes of the album is in the middle, aka
Okay.
the long songs.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Like I said, I'm a sucker for a good opener and a grand closer,
Oh yeah.
but I can see why you would like the bulk of the album to be the bulk of the album. You
Yeah.
know? No, it makes sense. Definitely. Which would make me hopefully when I go back and listen to it, gonna make me like kind of focus a little bit more on
Yeah.
it too. But I don't want to skip over the sculptures of Anything Goes because of that fucking song.
Yeah.
So that one is written by Jamie, that's his only writing credit on the whole album. And they really said, I think that's his only writing credit in general with their discography, but maybe just this album. But people on the sub are like, they're like, Jamie really came on the album, wrote one song, is a fucking banger, genius of a song, and then dipped.
And was like, bye.
Yeah.
See ya.
And I think that one's a lot closer to what AM was, the album as well.
Yeah.
Like it has that like, the kind of like vibrating, echoey sound to it.
Yeah, more,
that AM had as well.
Like less subtle
Mm-hmm.
than the rest of the songs.
Yeah, definitely. And then Jet Skis on the Mo is just a sexy ass song.
Also, like, just to go back to Body Paint, that song.
I think it's the best. I think it's the best one on the album.
Yeah, I think just like metaphorically,
Hmm.
I think it's it really hit
Yeah.
because it's just like
So
trying to-
predictable,
yeah,
I
just-
know.
trying to wash shit off of you that you can't scrub off.
Right.
That's
On your legs and on your arms
Uh-huh.
and on your face. Damn.
yeah.
Never coming off.
Yeah, those lyrics on Body Paint were the ones that hit the most.
Really?
I mean,
Do you have any more of the lyrics from that one that you remember? Because I just know they're so predictable. And then, of course, the body paint. Keep it on. Yeah. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think, again, Mirror Ball and body paint are definitely still my favorites. And body paint, like, they're two such different vibes, too. Whereas, like, Mirror Ball is like, oh, I could cry,
Yeah.
But body paint is just like, I'll put that on going out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I'll get ready.
Yeah, I'll get ready to that song.
I'll get kind of sad pumped.
Sad pumped to that song. It's kind of sad.
I also just like that they called the album The Car and that they have the song The Car because, I don't know, I feel like a lot of memories in my life are based around cars.
True.
And a lot of memories of especially high school and general youthfulness are based around cars.
Because that's like the symbol of freedom in high school.
Yeah, it's a car.
Yeah.
Even though I never got my license and still don't.
Well, that's crazy. But
I know. I have never driven outside of a parking lot.
That's wild.
Yeah.
The car is in the parking lot. I wonder if that was kind of a beckoning to that memory, because that's when like AM, that was the whole vibe, the car, No, it's very true too. I write letters to a friend. We are kind of like pen pals basically.
Nice.
And one of the entire letters is about my favorite setting being my best friend driving and me in the passenger seat, and just like, can I add up a song? Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah,
can I have a
queuing
song?
songs.
Queuing a song.
Oh yeah.
Well, smoking. That's. I mean, we never smoked and drove, but like a blunt, like a Duke cruise.
Yep.
Or like just like, again, getting out of the house away from the parents, not being, or the excitement of getting to somewhere, or like the settling down of leaving somewhere fun. Car is the best.
Or just like, I mean, would you drive to, like, not even destinations, but just drive and then find
around
a spot to chill out, whether it be a parking lot or like a
church,
field or a park
field,
or
true.
whatever was there?
Yeah.
That was the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My best friend drove a truck in high school.
Oh, nice.
And sometimes we would sit in the like back of the truck, the truck bed.
Yeah. And just lay down in it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Look up at the stars.
Yep. It was incredible.
Man, the car.
Yeah. His truck was named Freddie.
Freddie
the truck.
Yeah, you gotta have a good name for a car every once in a while.
And that truck had outrageous bass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that whole fucking car would vibrate.
That's sick.
Like whatever song that you would play, it would just go. It went so hard.
Yeah, good memories in the car for sure. Bad memories in the car.
And I mean,
scary memories in the car. Yeah, it's like
and
love.
Going back to the album cover.
True.
But a car being parked specifically.
Right. It's not driving. It's just parked.
I associate that with smoking joints.
Right.
And not getting laid, because I didn't get laid in high school.
True. Me neither.
Yeah. Hey, cheers!
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, I'll drink
Nice.
to that.
Not getting laid in high school.
Not getting laid in high school. Maeve, it's been a journey.
Yeah,
It's been a real journey. But I think we made it.
we did. We dissected a timeline that is as legendary as you could think of.
Seriously,
Yeah.
iconic. I think I'm gonna split it up pre 2016 and post 2016.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the divisive age.
Yeah. But thank you for coming out here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. This was really fun.
You've got things. Follow her on Instagram here. At
Yeah.
Maeve MAEVEH43. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't spell it wrong when I first wrote it up there with the E first.
Listen, I mean, everyone spells my name wrong.
That's fair.
Yeah. The only people who don't have like a family member named Maeve,
True.
or they're very Irish.
Or they're very Irish.
Yeah.
You do improv comedy?
I do improv comedy and I do stand-up comedy.
You do both.
Yeah.
Wow. You're a girl boss.
I'm so multifaceted.
And you have a podcast occasionally that you may or may not pick up again.
If you want to listen to a podcast about Glee that comes out every 7 to 12 months, follow the No Directions podcast because you're going to get it.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to plug, ma'am?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, I haven't been doing stand-up long enough to really have like a stand-up social media presence, but
No, that's cool.
soon I will. Still follow my Instagram.
She's probably got a banger of a Tumblr, too, that she's not bringing up.
Oh, yeah. Hidden in the depths of the internet. My
True.
Tumblr is somewhere.
Bring it back. That's what I realized.
Dude.
Is like about like I used to be. That was the only outlet I had. I didn't do stand up before, so it was like I got to make my socials hilarious, and like Twitter and like Instagram. I used to be like hilarious on, in my opinion, and I think in some other people's opinion. But I want to bring that back. Just the pursuit of a good social media. You know what I mean? The aesthetic.
My Twitter used to be a banger, and I used to tweet every single day.
Damn.
But then I haven't tweeted in like over 2 months.
Yeah.
Because the social media that my ex was most present on was Twitter. So I like fully didn't even like block him, just fully deleted the app because I was like, nope,
Damn.
not now. So I haven't tweeted in like 3 months, pretty much. But I'll be back.
You'll be back.
I'll resurface.
Love will do that to you.
And you know what? Yeah. And you know what? I'll bring back my Tumblr and maybe my Pinterest.
Hell yeah.
If we're getting back into social media from middle school, I'll bring back my Pinterest account. Yeah.
Let's go. All right. Well, thanks for coming out and recording here with me, Maeve.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
For sure.
This was really fun.
Okay.